wrestling fans, Quick Dribble. Hey, that's me. And today I'm with Jeremiah Plunkett.
Hello, everybody. Jeremiah Plunkett and Quentin Charisma. And once again, we are right along ringside, ready to go with another big week of the Territorial Rasslin Review podcast, but we're a bit more solemn than usual. And if you listen to our show for any amount of time, you know that means we unfortunately have some sad news. This has been a rough week for the world of professional wrestling. We lost. We didn't just lose three people in the wrestling fraternity. We lost three pretty sizable pillars of the wrestling business. The assassin Jody Hamilton passed, as well as Bert Prentice, promoter extraordinaire, also known in the managerial circuit as Christopher Honey Love. And just this morning, the nicest man in pro wrestling, the best tag team wrestler by far, and arguably the best wrestler, period, to ever grace a ring, beautiful Bobby.
It's sad day. We usually don't talk about people, that we don't really know when they pass on here. We usually don't. We didn't know Jody Hamilton. But the Assassins, Jody Hamilton and Tom Ernesto Sr. were basically the best mass tag team ever, Basically, we're trailblazers in that. So we gotta mention him. Like I said, we personally didn't know him or anything, but just what he did for wrestling. As a wrestler, as a booker, a trainer, you gotta acknowledge him. Like so, we usually don't talk about people that we didn't have no interaction. We usually don't really mention it, but he was such a historic person in the wrestling business. We gotta mention his passing, which is really sad because he's really, like I said, he did everything,
Yeah, and you had mentioned the Assassins. They were possibly the greatest heel tag team of the golden era. I mean, their act brought them all over the world, and while tag teams did travel around, to be brought in like the Assassins were at that time, what was insane. Their popularity specifically in the Carolinas was legendary, and they weren't the Assassins there. They were the Bolos.
Yeah, Bolos.
And it was astounding.
Because at the time you had traveling heels, that were headliners, but you didn't have traveling heel tag teams as headliners. They would usually throw guys together, but it's traveling from territory to territory at that time. You had like the Fargos. They traveled, but it wasn't to the degree of the Assassins. And I think the Assassins were actually before the Fargos, maybe, or something. But it seemed like the Assassins, I don't know, they were the ones that really was the first breakout heel team that traveled. Box office wise. That's what I meant to say. Everybody, they traveled, but they were the box office traveling. The top. They were the top heel team for So yeah. So like I said, we got to mention that his passing, that he was such a icon of the business, in the ring and out of the ring, training guys and promoting and booking and everything. And one of the best interviews, man, he could give an interview.
And I don't think ever a man more ripped off, more copied specifically than the Assassins. I don't know how many I was the original Assassin brothers I've run into on the independents.
Yeah. There's everybody had it actually. When Tom Ernesto Sr. retired and just went and just booking for Goulas, a lot of people still wanted the Assassins. So you would get, Jody Hamilton a partner, or you would get, guys like Randy Colley and Roger Smith as your assassin. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, Randy Colley was an official assassin with Hamilton. As was Hercules Hernandez.
Yeah, Collins actually was. I mean, Randy Colley actually was. But I'm saying then when he split off in the Memphis, that first was 79-ish Assassins for Jarrett, they were Colley and Roger Smith, and then like I said, then was it 82? No, 80. I mean, was it 84, 85-ish Mid Atlantic Hercules Hernandez was assassin. But yeah, yeah, he had many after he did have different partners after Ernesto, and it seemed like, and that's when the floodgates opened. That not only like I said, Jarrett's and everybody had a version, but most of them they had a link to Hamilton or Ernesto somehow, except for the ones on the independent, your indies in the late 70s through the 80s. Like you're talking about, brother here has no link, but he's an assassin.
Oh yeah, I've had people tell I've got the assassin tattoo. And I've had people
Yeah.
say straight to my face, "Oh, you got my mask tattooed on you." I'm like, "No, I don't."
Yeah.
You are not Jody Hamilton. You are not Tom Ernesto Sr. No,
Yeah.
this ain't you, Daddy.
No.
But yeah, definitely rest in peace, Jody Hamilton. That's a big blow to wrestling dealt. And that was, let's see, today is Thursday. That was Tuesday, I believe.
Yes.
I believe
Tuesday.
these have been day after day. So that brings us to Wednesday. And this hurt specifically the local area pretty hard. Legendary longtime promoter and former manager Bert Prentice passed away.
Yeah, I was I was shocked. I knew he was in bad health with the cancer and stuff, but but it's I don't think I'll take this wrong, but Bert had more life than a cat.
Yeah.
As you think Bert's down and out, he ain't promoting no more. 6, 8 months, 9 months later, he pops up, different promotion. He just kept. He would go away, pop back. So you never would think Bert Prince actually passed away. It's like, at first I was like, yeah, it's a storyline. That's like, well, no, that's just taking it too far for Bert. Because remember, he did that storyline that time where he had a dream that he died or something and all that one time. That I can't remember. So I remember something about a dream. It was crazy. But you just don't think about, Middle Tennessee, well, even towards Memphis area with Jackson, where he was mainstay now. Bert Prince not being around somehow, it's going to be weird.
Yeah, and so like you said, I had known Bert was sick, but the last I had heard about Bert being sick was before the pandemic, and I guess it's no secret that like Bert and I had a falling out years ago, and neither one had cared to patch it up. You know what I mean? What if we saw each other, we were cordial, but that was it, right? We just didn't get along before. And I mean, we had actually come to a yelling at each other one night. But
that's Bert with everybody. Bert has a love-hate with everybody through the years.
Absolutely.
With Bert, everybody that's worked with Bert has had a falling out with Bert at some time.
Right.
It's just part. It just is.
But so like I kept an eye on everything, and I'd see Bert, and he looked like he was doing good. And it actually wasn't until this past Saturday at the independent event I was working. Sean Hoodrich came in the locker room. And he said, "Hey man, Bert's not doing good." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "No, Bert's in the hospital, man. I gotta go see him tomorrow." And I go, "Really?" I go, "I didn't know he was. They just ran a show, didn't they?" Like,
yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, Bert's not been to a lot of them though." So I literally find out that Bert's not doing well Saturday, and then Wednesday he's gone. Back in January, because we're still all pretty locked down, I had I don't know, man, I was really in my head, and I reached out to Bert, and I just sent him this long message, man, basically wanting to squash everything. And and he eventually responded. I didn't think he would. And like it was all good. And I'm glad I did now, man, because I don't know, life's too short to have those bitter feuds for no reason.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And I think he's the last of the old school promoters, man.
Oh, he's definitely the last one.
And there's guys who have been promoting as long as Bert, a few like Terry England and stuff like that. But I think Bert's was the last one who's like, this is his living. You know what I mean? Like Bert's got his thumb in other pies, I'm sure, but like his main bread and butter has been promoting professional wrestling and professional wrestling related stuff forever. I mean, his first job in wrestling was selling programs for Vern Gagne.
Yeah.
Think about that crazy history.
But he had he worked the first thing I know him really getting any notoriety was when he worked Southwest for Blanchard. Then he ran when Central States went out of business. He basically took over that territory, like 89, 90, 91 ish. Well, not it's about 89, 90 maybe before he come to Memphis. Yeah, he ran. He basically took over Central States. Was running like Iowa, Nebraska area like that, and so he's been promoting since then. Uh, but yeah, I had up and downs with Bert. I've worked for him 2 different times. Um, get along, then you get, then you wouldn't. But I got to give it. He actually did some things for me. He put me on national TV. Something, I always dreamed about being on national TV wrestling. And then he booked me in at the fairgrounds, place I grew up going watching wrestling at. He booked me to wrestle there. So, he did some stuff for me. So, I have no feelings. I mean, like I said, we had fallen out, and yeah, last time I saw him was at Porter's funeral, and I don't think he realized who I was when I go up and shook his hand and say, "How you doing, Bert?" He said, "Good. How you doing?" I said, I'm doing good." I don't think he realized it was me because got big beard and glasses and everything now. So I don't think he actually realized. I don't think he realized it was me, or if he did, he didn't at the time. And I think maybe after we sat there for a while, I think he might have then. But at first, he didn't realize who I was. But no, that was the last time I seen him. That was what 2019. Yeah, so like August of 2019, I saw him, or September night, something like that. But yeah, everybody's worked for Bert. Everybody's had a falling out with him at one time or the other. It's just what it was. But I've always said, people always bash Bert. I mean, when Bert, when Jarrett's when Jarrett sold to Lawler and the other guy, and then they went under, and Nashville went dark for about a month or two, and he brought Music City by him, and he kicked that fairgrounds up, man, got it going, and and then it seemed like Bert. I've told people this: when Bert is on, he's the best promoter out there. Nobody could touch Bert Prentice. Now, after a while, I guess he'd get burnt out, get run down, and wouldn't care anymore. And he would become like the rest of the independent promoters, halfway doing stuff. But man, he would get energized and ready, you know what I'm saying, and ready to go. Man, there's nobody could touch him. Independent wise, there's nobody that could touch it. He was, but and I always called Terry Rice. Terry Rice is the poor man's Bert Prentice. He wanted to run national so bad, but he just never had that what Bert had. Bert could get when Bert was ready. What's the word I'm looking for?
Motivated.
Motivated. He was a Jim Jones man. He could get people to believe. He in the wrestling business, non-wrestling business, and says money marks and stuff, sponsors. When he wanted to, boy, he could talk that talk, and he could suck them in. And he's a promoter. That's what you do. You suck the people in. You get them to believe your product. And when he was on, man, he was untouchable. It's just when he would get burnt out or whatever, and then stuff would go bad, and which that's here or there, but. No, when he was motivated and wanted to promote, nobody was better.
The Tennessee wrestling scene is going to be very different without Bert Prentice.
Well, yeah, because he was running like at least 2 nights a week, wasn't he?
Still, yeah.
Yeah, so he's running like Thursday, Friday, Saturdays most every week. At least Friday, Saturday every week somewhere. He was still running good. More than anybody else was up until last week. So. And it wasn't the same towns. I mean, it was all over still. But I don't know. It's sad, but like I said, we never. Anytime somebody dies, like I said, we had hadn't worked for hadn't worked for him in a long time or any kind of social thing with him. But just still sad to let him go because like I said, he did 2 things for me that I always dreamed of being on wrestling on Saturday mornings in Nashville. And Saturday nights at the fairgrounds. So, he gave me that opportunity. So, I always, be grateful for that, no matter what happened between me and him. So, I hate to see anybody go, especially that I look back, hadn't had a part in my career, So, now the third one, as a fan, Bobby Eaton, I mean, well, not as a fan, but as a fan, you see, I mean, growing up, you didn't like him because he was in the Midnight Express. He's going against Rockland Express. but after you get smart, you're like, man, you learn that this guy so good, you know. And I only met him a few times. I met him actually the first time. Hey, this is what's crazy. You'll never believe where I first met Bobby Eaton as working wise.
Where's that?
Gallatin, Tennessee for Tim Scruggs. Tim Scruggs brought him in.
Right.
Well, of course, to work him. So Scruggs ain't gonna pay nobody else. He paid for Bobby Eaton because Joe was up there, Gypsy Joe, and Bobby was in town, and I guess Joe called Tim and said if he could use him. So he brought him in, and I think he worked 2 weekends, 2 Saturdays in a row, and then I didn't see him until 2 years ago. He come to the Old Timers reunion, the Tennessee Old Timers reunion, and yeah, it's 2 years ago he came to that and talked to him and everything. And yeah, I hadn't had really much, you know, because he really went around a lot around here, you know. So,
I had a decent amount of interaction with Bobby. We did the shows in Arkansas together. He was an agent and an on-screen manager for TCW. He managed
is that
Matt Riviera's deal.
Matt Riviera, okay, yeah.
And then he managed me and Drew one night. That's when we started using the Midnight Express music. And then through Doug Markham, because he and Doug are tight, we rode around with him a lot. You know, Bobby would need a ride. We'd grab him and spend a few days with him. Bobby was hilarious, man. Doug shared this story. We were coming back from Rockwood. They had done a big like Legends night, and Bobby was there.
You told me about this one.
And so we get in the car, and Bobby's so sweet. He sits in the back, and so Doug hops up front. I hop in the back because I'm gonna pick Bobby's brain the entire way home. And Buzzy's driving, and we keep ribbing Doug super hard about, oh man, I can't believe we won't let Bobby sit in front. I mean, he's Bobby Eaton, he's a legend, blah blah blah. And like we're ribbing Doug really, really hard. So we stop at a gas station, boom, go in, whatever, come back out. I'll get back in, and we start right back on Doug, right? Because everyone just goes straight to their same deal, start right back on Doug. And Bobby decides to join in, and he goes, I know, guys, we're in the store, and I was just begging him, please let me sit up front. And he said, no, Bob. And then right after that, I look down and I realized that Bobby's knees are squished because Doug's in super comfy mode and like has the seat all the way back on Bobby's knees. So I say something about it. I say, hey, Doug, like legit, you could scoot your seat up. And he goes, oh, hi, now I'm crushing his knees. I'm like, no, like you like legit are crushing Bobby's knees. He's just being he's just too nice to say anything. Seriously, scoot your seat up.
His knees are crap as it is.
Yeah.
All the years his knees are dust, basically.
All those top rope knee drops protecting everybody else instead of himself.
Yeah. You're in there crushing with the seat. So did he move the seat up?
Yeah, no, he did once he realized, like, legit.
He realized he was really cussing.
But Bobby wasn't going to say anything. Like, after he did it, Bobby looked at me and said, thank you. And I'm like, yeah, Bob, you could have said it. Like, we would have listened. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But dude, he was a trip, man, and loved candy, like ridiculous amounts of candy. Bobby had a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
And would always, like, at every stop, hey, man, you want me to get you something? Bobby, we got money, man. We're good. Yeah, man, but still, you want me to get you something? Like, want a cold drink, want some chip? Like, Bobby was always trying to like help everybody else out. I mean, Bobby was one of my idols, and like I've been lucky enough to meet a lot of my idols, and sometimes they disappoint.
Yeah,
Bobby never did, ever.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I only been around him a few times, and he was at the reunion, man. He was just so gracious. Yeah. What's the word? Right. Yeah.
Gracious.
Yeah. Just humble and it's like he had actually he was there 2 years. I think he was there 2 years. 18 and 19. I do believe he was. Because I remember in 18 he had the Midnight Express book, and he was raffling off the Midnight Express book. No, he was gonna raffle off that night at the show that Mikey Dunn was having. I was like, man, I wish I had $100. I would have gave him $100 a here, you know.
Yeah.
But no, he just was so. I said he was just so humble and just so down to earth, talking to everybody, and it's like it was just crazy how this you would not think this guy, was one of the best wrestlers ever to be here in Tennessee at the old timer Tennessee reunion and just blended in and acting like everybody else. I mean it's shocking. Then you get some guys that get invitations to come and won't come because they're still living in 45, 50 years ago that there's somebody, still. So, yeah, just I hadn't had much, um, you know, interaction with him a few times. He's a genuine nice guy. When you're talking about he's the best wrestler, and I think about it, and people say Bobby couldn't talk. There's a couple of interviews from Goulas, 7980 Goulas. So I know one's from the Chattanooga TV. Bobby could talk back then. Put him with Cornette, or put with Jimmy Hart, he didn't have to talk. Put him with Cornette, he didn't have to talk. That wasn't his job to talk. But Bobby before, when he was with Goulas, he was a talker. Look it up. It's on YouTube. It's Bobby Eaton, and I want to say maybe Pogo. I don't know if it's Mr. Pogo or not. It was one of the Japanese guys. And it was up from the Chattanooga TV. And man, Bobby was talking, buddy. He could talk back then. And so, in ring, I think Bobby Eaton was probably, I would put Bobby Eaton up there as the best all around. Just because he could do every style. Like everybody says Harley was the best. The only reason why I wouldn't put Harley in ring is because Harley, his time period, they didn't fly. You had a couple guys could fly, but Bobby could fly. He could do every style. Now, like I said, was Bobby the best all around worker? Because when I say worker, I put interview in there too. He didn't do interviews, so but best in ring, I gotta say him and Harley are the two best ever, I think. And if you ask anybody that's worked Bobby Eaton, they say you could not feel him. He was that good. They said he was so smooth, and they said he'd come off that top rope with the elbow, with the knee or the jam or the rocket launcher. They said you never would feel him, and that's amazing,
Yeah.
But I put him and Harley ties as the two best wrestlers ever. Bobby, there's not a lot of stuff, out there, pre Crockett, you got Memphis Clip stuff. So you don't get to see the really young Bobby Eaton, but all that stuff at Crockett. But man, the match, and Richard Lowe actually posted, he was watching it today. That match with the young, what was Tracy and Armstrong's name?
Southern
They were the Southern Boys.
Young
I think they
Pistols.
done change. I think they did. I think they didn't change the against the Express. I think it was the Great America Bash. That's probably one of the best tag team matches I've seen.
Yeah.
That match was so good. And but now Bobby Eaton just he don't get the credit, I don't think, because he was in that before that night. He didn't get, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's like he was stuck in that Crockett, so he didn't get as known as like at that time period as a WWF person, So I don't think he got his exposure nationwide, and people don't realize how good he really was. I said, I probably put him on bash me for that, but I put him and Harley is the best too. I like Flair, but all around every style, Bobby can work every style, and so I put him a little ahead of Flair because of that in ring. I don't know if I'm wrong. A lot of people say I'm wrong, would be wrong with that, but that's my opinion. Because if you just really watch Bobby Eaton's work, he was amazing.
Yeah, I put him up there as the best ever.
One more thing I want to add real fast. I'll never forget one of the funniest things. A lot of people crapped on it. But you remember when in WCW when they put him with Regal?
Oh yeah.
When they blue blood, they did this thing. And he was trying to what's the word? Englitize or make him royaltize him or whatever they say it. Bobby make him more royalty. And they were saying he was getting him something to drink. I don't know if it was tea or something. He's like, "What is this?" And he told him, he's like, "Don't you got any some Boone's Farm or some Ripple?" And man, I'll laugh every time I think about it. It was just like I was like, surely. I was like, no, that couldn't have been written. That had to just been off the cuff. Because who in the world would bring up Boone's Farm or Ripple, but somebody from Huntsville, Alabama? You know.
That's true.
I
Yeah.
still pop on that to this day. And that was like the funniest thing. Pringles getting all fancy. He's like, you got any Boone Farm? Some Ripple? But yeah, he was. I say he don't get the credit he deserves. You know. And then being a nice guy, just in this business is just unheard of. You know. But I did see him get mad at Tim Scruggs that night. It was the second night. He did work 2 weekends. He did. He did get mad. I was shocked. I always heard Bobby was so easy going. He got mad at Scruggs because Tim pile drove Joe on a table and something. He lost him on the way down or something and hurt Joe. And Bobby chewed him, man. And he got the back. He chewed him because he hurt Joe. And he's like, "You hurt Joe. You should have did it if you know." I mean, he did. I was like, "Whoa," you know. Which I guess I mean, but yeah, he was hot about that.
Yeah, as he should have been.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he had all right, but more people probably would have took it further than Bobby did. But yeah, he got hot about that. I guess the guy's never hurt anybody. He's got all right to say, hey, don't be hurting people. Look what I did for 20, at that time, 20 something, 25, 30 years, and I've never hurt a person, and so I can. That's what he can say something to somebody. Yeah, it's sad, man.
And now we've got to do what we do anytime we lose a member of the Brotherhood of Pro
Is there
Wrestling.
anything else you want to say? Because I said most of the stuff about it. You know more than I did.
Yeah, no, I got mine out. We're going to ring the bell 10 times, pay tribute to 3 men we've lost this week, and pay respects, man. Look them up on YouTube, on any of the wrestling streaming apps, and if you don't know who they are, learn. We'll be right back after the 10 bell salute. All right. Well, that's a rough part out of the way.
I don't even want to watch the match now, man. I mean, gosh. Should we do that at the end? Because I was like watching the thing now, I mean, good grief. Jeez.
I think better to get it out of the way up front.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, man. That's rough. Rest in peace, all 3 of you guys. Bad impact on the wrestling business, and you will be missed. So, all right. Gotta get a quick talking about it because I don't even feel like doing the match now. But
all right, guys, we're going to get to our palate cleanser of the evening. This is brought to us by Classic Puro 83. The match is Kenta Kobashi versus Terry Gordy, May 21st, 1993. This is a part of the All Japan Pro Wrestling Superpower Series 1993. This is day 7 from Sapporo, Japan, in Nakajima Sports Center.
Day 7, it's like last time. Remember, that's something those big names of their events. Well, day 7.
It was multi-day events. So
yeah.
But yeah, so again, this is brought to us by Classic Puro 83. Are you all set up over there?
I'm ready to go at double zeros.
All right, I'm all zeroed out too. If you're zeroed out at home, we're going to start the countdown in 3, 2, 1, play.
All right, I'm already in the ring.
Yeah, we don't have to do the big All Japan entrances.
Yeah, well, they're okay. Yeah, he's saying their name, but we done got all the walking out and. Well, it's okay because they're going to streamers. Because Gordy didn't hit nobody, so I didn't miss nothing. I looked Hanson last week swinging that rope at people. I still didn't tickle on that.
Yeah, Gordy just ran to the ring and hit the ropes.
Yeah.
This is what was it, like 1 month before the stroke or before the stroke, but overdose?
Yeah, I remember you said it was something like that. But Gordy had slimmed down a lot by this time already, compared, you know, compared to what he was, because his knees were so bad. And, he had to start slimming down.
Yeah, I think he looks amazing here. This is my favorite look of Gordy.
Oh yeah, this is the best shape he's ever been in. This is
Well,
like what it looked like when he was
the wet, stringy hair instead of the curly, kind of poofy, hair he had in Texas.
Yeah. Got a side headlock there.
God, how stout is Kobashi?
He was a big dude, man.
Yeah.
Oh, nice little wrestling reversal. Oh, into the head scissors. Nice. Whoa, here we go. Yep, there we go. Gonna revert. Yep, there we go. Standoff. Yep.
Harry could do anything, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why he was so good. A big guy like that, you didn't think he could be doing headlock takeovers and reversal and the head scissors and all that stuff, And he was a big guy, but he could move and he could wrestle, on the mat and everything. This is probably as small as he's been since probably he was 19, 20 years old, maybe, before he went to world class. This is about as size he was in Memphis. First go around. When he was with Googles and then went to Jared. It's about that size. So he would have been about
15,
18 or 19. Probably about 18. Because he was 14 when he worked for Thez in Nashville at UWA. Oh, big duck the clothesline to the shoulder. Oh, that was nice. Big flying tackle. Was he going? Oh, was he? Oh, it's kind of like it's kind of like a Guerrero roll, but it's not really.
Well, it's oh God, what is that? It's a banana split. It's a banana split roll.
Okay. Okay, there you go.
But yeah, that looks so smooth. That reminds me of like the old Texas tumbleweed that Terry Funk used to do, where he'd like body scissor you and roll you around the ring like that. But that was like a fancier version that is harder to pull.
Yeah.
So the fact that went that smooth is amazing.
What was that noise? I heard a noise. Yeah, it was really smooth. Gotta test the strength here. See, he started at 14 for Thez. That was 76. I actually had the
Thez was his first.
Yeah.
His first, really? I thought he started.
It was first,
like somewhere down in Chattanooga, because that's where he lived in that area.
Well, I guess if you want to call, it was Outlaw, but for a real promote. I mean, it was his uncle. Was it Captain Hook or whatever his name was? His uncle that ran that promotion, that Outlaw promotion, Chattanooga area. But his actual first really exposure in TV, he was like 14, 15 for working for Thez in Nashville. Which, they were basically outlaw too, so they ran up to get Goodlets too. So, but it's the first time he got any TV exposure. He had a mask on, and then when he didn't have a mask on, he was Terry Meeker. I actually have his wrestling license from '76.
Oh wow!
But it's got a fake age, it's fake age and fake Social Security number on it. Every reversal. Oh, spin around. That's nice.
That's such a good spot if you like when you really have the people into it.
Yeah. Oh, you got to work it. Oh, little finger pointing, little trash talk, wasn't it? Yeah, this is when Kobashi was just starting to get that push, and he's at that point where he don't take nothing off the guys anymore.
Yeah,
he's getting to be that star where.
I may be wrong. I believe I saw something that broke down this match before, because this is not my first time watching this match. I've seen this match.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's on one of the All Japan mini discs that I've got.
Yeah.
I believe this may have been.
Oh.
Well, I don't want to give it away.
Okay.
But
chopping the stew out of him.
It's a real big match for Kobashi, if I remember right.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, we get the Terry Hulk up.
Oh, head to forehead. Yeah, Kobashi's like, I'm not a young boy no more. Oh, nice kick to the gut.
I think that was more to the chest.
Yeah, it probably was. Some leg kicks to the hamstrings. So you didn't see that much back in. Oh, nice enziguri. He no-sold it.
Well, it barely hit him.
That's Japan. Yeah, grazers don't. You got to lay it in. They didn't sell it back in, just barely touching.
I feel like Inoki's watching somewhere and really mad. Just killed the end.
Why?
Inoki's finish.
Okay, you just cut out big time.
I said that was Inoki's finish.
Yeah, the enziguri.
Yeah, back brain kick, Daddy.
Yeah.
Terry's like, I don't sell that New Japan crap.
Yeah.
Kobashi, another one of the Japanese brothers with like movie star looks.
All this time, yeah, definitely the hair, and yeah, he definitely had the looks for to be the baby face of the promotion. No, Gordy's powdering out.
Yeah, either really selling his back or maybe legit hurt. I don't know. Dude, his facials right now make me think he's in legit pain.
That's what I'm saying. I think he might be feeling a little something. Got back in for the count.
God, those lockups are so solid.
Yeah, they definitely. Man, he's done chopped him like 20 times already. Oh. Oh, man, that boot was there. Oh, so was that one. Oh. Well, with no daylight in those, were there? Oh. Nice drop kick. There we go to the floor.
I'm sad we're not in my favorite All Japan ring though.
Yeah. Well, this by the time they got rid of it around this time, didn't they? Late 80s, early 90s.
I think they started getting more sponsors.
Yeah. DDT on that little bitty thin mat. Yeah, I think it that time period they went away from that. Yeah, they was getting the whole stuff. I guess that's what those are on the. You can see on the. Oh, nice little side kick. Another chop.
Terry's just so smooth too.
Man, he is. Yeah, grief, he's chopped him so much in this match. Big reversal. What we got? Big elbow. I guess him a chop. Oh, big overhand chop. Shoots him off. Oh, that was nice. Oh, drop kick. Oh, nice bump to the rope by Gordy. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
here we go. Over the top. Boom. That's a nice little sequence there. A couple little kicks. Drop kick to the rope.
Kick up, thrust kick, drop kick, top show dive.
Cut out again. Oh, to the rail. Man, those rails are so low. Uh-oh, what's he got here? Is he choking him?
Nope, DDT.
Oh, choke slam. Oh.
So Kobashi used to do the DDT off the top of the guardrail or off the ropes.
Okay.
And so that's what he's setting up, yeah.
Oh, he's got choke slammed on that thin mat. Oh gosh. Oh, that had to hurt. Gordy shoots him back in for the cover. Kicks out. Oh man, that had to. Oof. He did a Hanson elbow drop. See it?
Yeah, never let go of the top rope.
He did like they just went straight down. Man. Nice knee. Is that a chop? Or
yeah. It was chop. It was those little southern overhand rolls.
Oh, nice clothesline in the corner. But just yanks him back. Kicks out. Picking him up. What was he going? Nope. Oh, whoo,
Yeah.
that was there, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was just like that was more of a hammer than a lariat. God.
Yeah, it was there, dude. Whatever he drilled him with it. Oh, so forearm. Snap married him. Drop the knee.
I wonder, was
So
this the time when Terry was wearing those black and red shimmer jackets, or was that not until him and Doc started tagging?
your volume is jacked up, dude.
I don't know.
It might be your mic. It keeps going. You can hear. It's like it goes into like. I don't know. It started doing it last week a few times. What was you saying now?
I don't know. Guess I'll go off this.
Yeah, it started doing it last week a couple times. It's did like 3 times so far. What was you saying?
I don't know.
He's coming back up. They didn't stand there long, did they? Oh, chin buster.
No. This match keeps a really good pace.
Yeah, it's not. They ain't slowed down at all, really. What's he got here? Was he doing dive? Was it diving tackle? Flying tackle?
I think so.
So he didn't really get much air on it, though, did he? He just kind of went out just a little bit. Uh-oh. What are we going to do? Short arm? Oh, nice. Nice short arm clothesline. Yeah, they're not doing any holds to where they're everything's been off the ropes or just here we go. He's got the legs cinched in. Wow. I've only ever seen Gordy do a sleeper like this. Usually that's always standing,
Yeah.
I was trying to get to the ropes. Oh, he got the ropes. Gordy don't want to break, does he? I think that's the longest they were on the mat right there. Oh! Did he get him?
I think he just grazed the top of his head.
Top of his head, yeah. Oh, that was neat. Yeah, I think that was the longest they had slowed down. Was that when they were on the mat there with the sleeper hold? Yeah, they've been nonstop. Gordy with the big drop kick for the cover. I thought it was okay. Hey, put him within the ropes. I figured he kicked out. Didn't realize it was that close. Nice forearms. Oh. Man. Oh, big boot. Drop kick. Oh, he hadn't bumped yet. Oh,
Ooh, he bumped off that.
Yeah, he had some torque on that, didn't he? He drilled him.
Kobashi's rocking a shiner. I don't know if that was from.
I noticed that too. I was wondering that too. I was wondering, did he get it early in the match or is it? Oh, there's his textbook
Machine
30 chops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoots him in. Big knee. Oh, did he catch him? Yep, sure did. Uh-oh, what we got here? Oh, big bulldog. I guess it's considered a bulldog. Is that considered a bulldog?
Yeah, it's still considered a bulldog.
What we got here? Oh! They actually landed good. Sometimes you see them land over there. They get another one.
If this was Doc throwing
that one was a little.
No, that one was still good.
Hit. Considering, right?
No, that one was fine. It was just the rotation after they made that one look bad. No, watch Steve Williams throw those backdrop drivers.
Yeah. Oh, pile driver. Oh, look at me. Oh, that was sweet. You see him kick him in the boots. Oh, sleeper hold. Oh, is he going to go down? Look at his facials. Gosh, he's got the facials, don't he? Look at him.
Yeah, he does.
That's nice. Oh, and the buckle. Nice. It's one of the biggest turnbuckles I've ever seen in all Japan.
Yeah, they are pretty sizable. Very,
he still didn't bump on it. There we go. Oh, we can't get him. There he goes. Oh, nice bridge. But usually I think that's the biggest one we've seen on any of the matches we watched of them, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very. They have those very WWF turnbuckle pads right there.
Yeah. That's a nice bridge.
Yeah, it was.
Slam. Nice little leg drop. Uh-oh. Is he going to fly? Moonsault? Oh, that was pretty. See the arch on that?
But
man, that has a nice arch on it.
And that's Kobashi's finish at the time.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. He kicked out of it. His facials are just excellent.
And that's kind of the story here is that, like, Kobashi hasn't won the big one yet.
Yeah. Oh. He's kicking him. Oh, drop the leg. Oh, I think that's a little. Oh, I think getting him in the mush on those. Oh, that was a little nice springboard leg drop, wasn't it?
That was neat.
Oh, he's going for it now. He's going for the. Oh, Gordy grabs him. Oh, no. Oh. I like Gordy selling his head, too. That's good.
Well, yeah, Kobashi kicked off the.
He kicked off on it, yeah.
Yeah.
So it made it look like they both fell back, took some of the. Yeah, Kobashi's facials through this whole match have been really good.
I've never understood that the kick back hurting the other guy.
I think it just throws them off to where they don't land right. That's all I could think of. Oh, he blocked the chop. Oh,
I'd always rather a little Enzy lariat.
Oh man, lay it to the back of the head.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's still like his marbles that are scrambled. Look. He got that glazed look like you should when you get lariat in the back of the head,
Yeah.
The selling's been good. I like the selling and the facials have been really good. Oh, going pile driver. Oh, he blocks it again. Oh.
Actually, I think Terry's big finish
was
a power bomb.
Okay, so he's going to power bomb him instead of pile driver.
He did the wild bomb is what it was called. But
okay, that makes sense.
I believe that was his main Japanese finish.
Oh, stun gun, hot shot.
I know it was an Asiatic spike. What about using Baba's finish for a near fall right there? I've got the sound a little bit on my side. I heard the people come up when he hit Baba's finish.
I was like, you can see them. They're going. Look at that, man! He had some arch on that. He beat him. Wow.
So, and I didn't want to get this way earlier. This is the first time he wins the big one.
Okay.
He's able to defeat the big bad menace.
Wow. That man, his moonsault is beautiful.
Yeah.
the arch on that, it was just amazing.
And right
So
now
this
the
was the
crowd's
first.
chanting Kobashi,
Are they?
Kobashi. Oh yeah, look
Yeah,
at
so
him.
they're going nuts. So this is his first time going over one of the big stars.
I believe so. Yeah, if I
Yeah.
remember
It makes sense time wise.
yeah, because he was a couple years behind the other guys on getting the push. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, he was the. Wow. Yeah, people you send, they were up. Look, Gordy's still selling. And people say they didn't sell in Japan. Man, they sold their butts off in Japan, you know?
Yeah. They just sold on the move too,
Look,
though.
look at that. People are going crazy. They're going nuts. You can see them. Trying to see who those guys are. Tell.
Oh man, he's got everyone else has tracksuit. He's got all Japan short shorts. That,
Is
that,
that
bro-
what?
that brother with the beard right there had all Japan short
Did he?
shorts.
I did sure I couldn't tell. I just saw he had his shirt tucked in. That was good. Yeah, you can see the people. They're clapping and chanting. Yep. Oh yeah.
There it is. There's the explosion.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is really a historical match because then we finally broke through. That was a good match. That's that guy right there. Beside him.
White shirt.
No, the shade on the side thinned out.
Yeah.
That's is that Kikuchi?
No, Kikuchi, and it's over. I think Kikuchi was wrestling by that time.
I wonder who that was. Yeah, Kikuchi was wrestling by '93. Okay, he looked
Yeah.
familiar.
Kikuchi started wrestling at '88. So
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, was that? I've seen him somewhere. I've in All Japan somewhere.
and it wasn't Kawada because Kawada was.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no.
I mean, but Kawada had
I've
that same haircut. So
Yeah, he did, but a lot shorter. And bigger, a lot bigger, mass wise. I wish I could have got a better look of him. But I've probably seen him on some of that early '90s All Japan stuff. I'm sure he was a young boy. He just looked. I know I've seen him on there. Can't remember what his name. I had a better look to figure out who he was. But I've seen him on some of that early mid '90s All Japan stuff. That was a good match.
yeah, man, thank you. I thought that'd be a solid one.
It was totally different from the last couple Japan matches we watched. This was more what I was expecting. Hard hitting, like the Hansen and Choshu had tons of wrestling. This had little wrestling but this was fast paced. I think the longest they were on the mat was on that sleeper hold, and they didn't lay down there long at all.
Yeah, I thought it was really well paced. I wouldn't call it a brawl, but it had some brawl aspects.
Yeah.
But it was very much, it was a wrestling match. They didn't do, if you think about it, they didn't do anything too crazy.
The biggest thing was Kobashi taking the choke slam on the floor.
Yeah, Jesus, yeah. But
Kobashi
always took big bumps too.
Yeah, so besides that, nothing really stood out of oh my gosh, everything it built up, Gordy, I thought was a pile driver until you told me he was power bombing. He went with that several different times. He did earlier in the match. He did it for the late. He said that he did. Kobashi hit the moonsault was his finisher. Gordy kicked out. After that, I don't think the people think. I think after Gordy kicked out that moonsault and that being Kobashi's finisher, the people were like, they not give up on him, but they knew that he wasn't going to beat him after that. So I think when he beat him, they're like, "Oh my goodness, he just beat him," you know.
Yeah, I think it looked like it was going to be another, oh, he did really good for a while.
Yeah, he almost had it. He was so close again, so close again. And I'm just looking at I don't know, like out on my TV, it pops up and has the match we just watched and has other matches you can watch. And there's the one right beside it is Kobashi against Gordy from '91.
Uh-huh.
Then so then Kobashi, that's the same one. Never mind. Then they have somebody put highlights of one of their matches. But yeah, I think because he had been getting so close, he was getting that push. But like I said, he was on the edge of getting, that, to be that, fourth pillar guy. So when and so that was still in the back of these people's minds. Yeah, he just hit the moonsault. He kicked out, he's gonna hit it again, and they were thinking he's gonna kick out and hit that three. They were just like, oh my gosh, he just did it, because it was good. Like I said, it was fast. It was fast paced. There was really not much break in action, except for when like Gordy took the powder. Kobashi's facials, man, were really good. He would sell, but his facials, man, were just really, really. I was really impressed by his facial selling. I swear, I think he chopped him 50 times. Chopped Gordy about 50 times in this match.
There's quite a few.
Yeah. Seen quite a few stuff that was really snug. Nothing just really, like we've seen in some of the that time period, that early mid '90s, All Japan, where all those guys were getting dropped on their heads by stuff. So the suplexes were kind of really, they were, they were, they were there, but they wasn't just brain splatters,
Yeah.
like we've seen on some of those matches that time period. So it was really good. I like that. Totally different from the last match we watched, So I really like that. It was fast paced, hard hitting, like most of the All Japan matches are, and that's good.
So
What do you think? You said you done seen that before, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, at some point in my watching DVDs, I haven't seen it in a long, long time. But
I liked it. It was good.
So what do you have on tap for next week?
Man, I got so much stuff I want to do. I'm trying to narrow it down. Like I said last week, we talked about how we're always going to Japan and to Houston, but I mean that's where the full matches are at,
Yeah.
Like I said, I got most of my stuff on. I got it queued up and stuff I've been going through, and I got so much stuff on here I want to watch. I'm just trying to narrow it down. So I narrowed down to two today, and I'm going to go with. I don't know if it's got the year on it. I don't know if it's got the year or not, but we're going to Houston. Back to Houston. I wish I'd give the date. It was the date. Oh yes. It won't pull up on my. No. It's Terry Funk against Bob Orton Jr. from Houston. So I'm trying to look at. Is it? I can't on my TV. It don't give me the whole rundown. I should have looked up on my phone and see if it gave me the rest of the. Trying to look at Terry's hair. You can kind of tell by Terry's hair what year it is.
I see one from a channel, Classic Wrestling. I don't know if it's from Houston
That's it.
or not. Okay.
That's it. Classic Wrestling at 2214.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Does it say the year on it? It's gonna be like 79, 80-ish.
Yeah, well that and just like the I don't know the background, like how it looks or whatever. And this says it's from the Summit.
It is. It's from the Summit. Yeah, I'm thinking it's 79, 80-ish.
Yeah, I'm running
through I should look up on
comments and seeing if anyone just happened to post it. But
I should looked on database when I realized this was one I was going to pick. But I figured we hadn't did a Bob Orton Jr. match, and I'll tell you, there's not many full Bob Orton Jr. matches out there. Pre WWF run at full matches, I found tons and tons of clips. But as far as full match. Actually, that's what we've been running into. Well, I have been on my stuff is just find these full matches. Let me go check the Wrestling database and see what they say this was. I should have did this, but I didn't know. I didn't know I was going to pick it till about a couple hours ago. I was like, I
Well, I
narrowed it
figured
down.
that would be for next week,
What's that?
the date and everything.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we'll just save it for then. That's good. We'll go. It's going to Houston. We'll watch Terry Funk against Bob Orton Jr. So, I mean, Terry Funk match can't go wrong. Bob Orton at this time period can't go wrong. Actually, I want to say this might be 78 because 79 he was in Knoxville, and then he was part of that Knoxville split. Remember that split from Fuller, and then when that fell, basically went belly up, he went with the with Garvin and Roop to Papos.
Now I also wonder, and I don't know if this is the one yet, but it's a show that they had one in '83 as well.
It might have been that because he had left Papos in '82, and I don't think he showed up in Mid Atlantic. I want to say sometime in late '82, early '90s, '83 maybe. I know my dates are wrong, I'm sure, but I did. He was at Papos until late '81, early. He was the first one to leave out of the group. I think he left, and right after he left, I think Roop left. Him and Roop left similar same time as Garvin stayed for a long time. And Malenko, I don't think he might have went. I don't think he went to Papos. I think he just went on and retired and went to Florida after that and started doing that Suncoast or where it was Sunshine. I'm gonna look up databases. I'm really intrigued about when this was.
It was the '83 date. I just looked it up.
Okay. You did? Okay. I say it had to be before. It had to be 78 or 83 because this is right probably before he went to Mid Atlantic. Because remember him? It wasn't him and Slater in on the bounty against Flair that Harley put on Flair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and Slater were that part of the bounty that Harley put on Flair, and that was '83. So yeah, this was probably I'm sure. Houston, they use guys from every promotion, so yeah, he could have been with Mid Atlantic this time. So okay, I keep forgetting that Houston had a hodgepodge of everybody.
Actually, if I remember, and if I'm reading this right, I believe this is from the tournament where Southwest was trying to crown their own World Heavyweight Championship.
Okay, you talking about the one they put Adonis over for?
Yep, and they had Thez's belt. I'm thinking. No, I'm not sure.
No, they had that replica of the.
Well, Thez brought his belt out,
but that ain't what they did.
They said the winner was going to get it. That's what I'm saying.
Because on the press, because you see that it's like one of the most famous photos. It's got Adrian Adonis in front of the belt, Larry Madison, and I think Joe Blanchard. But most times it's just cut up. It's just Macy and Thez on one side. It's like Thez. I know the one. It's got Madison, Adrian Adonis, and Thez in the picture when they got the belt. Well, always mess the Globe. Always mess up the name. Which hey, we say the Globe. Dome Globe. What is it? Yeah, it's the replica of that. It's what the actual belt was. Now he might have held up his gimmick though.
Yeah, and they said I remember them saying on commentary that the winner was going to get Lou Thez's belt. Obviously, it was a gimmick, but
that makes sense because
didn't Lou referee the main or was ringside for the main or something?
He had that funky looking shirt on. Remember?
Yeah.
It's like, can you give him a? Yeah, he was like, I think he was the ref for the final match. It's like, can you get him a ref shirt? And it was like it's like something they got out of Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson's closet,
Yeah.
Onto their promo shirt, those shirts they would wear to the ring. That I guess what month was this? Because I don't see him being able to work this because this was if this was Southwest, and that means that they didn't pull it out of the NWA because they were doing their own belt. Yeah. So this must have been before. So was it before Orton went to Mid Atlantic?
It was.
It had to be because I can't see him.
It was May 26th, '83.
All right, I'm looking here. He was working for Southwest in April, May, Okay, I got May 21st, 83.
This may be another thing where that's when it aired on TV.
It had to be because this is right here. 521. Oh, dang gummit! I just saw the freaking finish. Son of a buck! Dang gummit! It's the tournament. Yeah, it's the tournament. Son of a biscuit! I hate this. I want to be surprised when I see it. Yeah, so this had to be before he went to Mid Atlantic because I don't see him working at that time basically the top NWA company, Mid Atlantic, and then going working down there, which they were they dropped out of the they dropped out of NWA.
Yeah,
Southwest. So this must be in between. Yeah, it had to be for Mid Atlantic. Well, he was still kind of trying to get back in good graces after he was working for Poffos because he had to get that. Like so a lot of those guys had to get that Poffo stench off from them because they were, because I know some of them went like I think Root went to he went to Watts and got in, and then Garvin he had to he went to Georgia. It took a while for him to get back to in good graces with NWA places from what I've read and stuff. So all right, so we're going to Houston. It's the tournament. So dang, when I seen the finish, dang crappy. Well, I don't know actually the finish was. So the actual finish, but yeah, it was that tournament.
Well enough alone.
Well, you know me, I'm a history guy. I gotta look at my history and figure it out. Dang it. Well, I don't know how it happened, so it could still be a shock to how it happens. So yeah, it's Terry Funk, it's Bob Orton. Even if you know the finish, it's gonna be a good match. So it's 83. So they still had a lot left in the gas tank by that time. So that'll be a good match.
I think it will.
Hey, I don't know. We got to run out of time. Have you ever had Donato's Pizza?
No.
I don't know if y'all have them down there in Tennessee or not. But in Bowling Green, we got 2 of them up here. Man, they're a little high, but dude, they're thin crust. I got a thin crust mushroom tonight. Dude, it is really it has a really good flavor. I really so yeah. Anybody if you got a Donato's near you, I give them a thumbs up, man. They're really good. If you like thin, they got regular crust, but I get their thin crust, and it's really good. So they get a thumbs up. So you said Donato's, you like pizza, thin crust, go check them out because they're really good.
Right on. We would go to a place called this isn't for pizza, obviously, but it's called Table of Cuba. It's a food truck in Murfreesboro. We picked them up today.
Is that it's one you told me about though.
Yeah, delicious Cubans.
So you've been to it again since that first time?
We went today.
Okay. So it's a thumbs upper, huh?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, I had that tonight, and I was like, I gotta give him a plug.
While we're plugging things, this Saturday night, the Gauntlet drops on WMF Medium Rare's YouTube.
That's right. Yep, watch it. It's like I said, that's the longest one Monty's put out. And like I said, he gave me and you a little sneak peek.
Yep.
And it started bringing back memories. Talking about a hot building. Whoo! I got blowed up just watching it the other day. He's gonna have that. I liked it. It brought back some memories. Had some really good memories. Brought, kind of forgot about. So check that out. It kind of sad because it's all I guess I can give this a spoiler. Well, if you've been watching the stuff Monty Post, the guy was working there at the time. Vandy Fultz, he passed away about 10 years ago? No, longer than that.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I think it was 2009, so about 12 years ago. So it's kind of sad seeing him on there. I always liked Vandy. He's always thought he was a good kid. He's a kid in wrestling years, but I think he was only like a year younger than me.
Right.
But it was good seeing Vandy, rest his soul. But check that out. We're talking about Burt Prentice passing away, and I knew this was in the works for the last at least 3 years.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Scott
about
Steele.
this.
Yeah, Scott Steele. I knew that Scott told me this about 3 or 4 years ago, that he was going to do Burt come to him about doing a book. And if you know Burt Prentice, that is when he first time I was like, really? because Bert was so kayfabe and would his life, and he would work people. He didn't let people. He was that old school kayfabe Carney guy.
Yeah.
And him do a book was kind of, I was, but Scott Tyler was like, wow. He said, yeah. Because I was sitting in Scott's living room. He's like, yeah, he sat over here for like 4 hours the other night or something like that. We're just talking, just and throwing around the idea and how we're going to get it and everything. So yes, Scott's going to release the book, Bert Prentice's book. Did it say October or something like that? Sometime in the fall.
October 2021.
Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. Sir Scott will give some updates on his site. So go to Crowbar Press and look for updates. I'm sure there's other books he's working on. Because I've known Scott for about 5-6 years now, and I don't ever know a time where he wasn't working on at least 4 to 5 books at the same time. So, so he's probably working on something, and by that time he'll probably drop some other stuff. So go over and check it out. Get you a book, DVD, poster. You can get something there because he's got everything for the classic wrestling fan. Yeah, go check it out. Hey, I got something to plug.
What's that?
I got a new Facebook page.
Oh yeah.
And my mind just went blank on it. I can imagine what it's called. Oh gosh, I'm getting old.
Really?
But, yeah, I did. My mind just went blank on it. Dude, I'm telling you, man, my brain used to be the only thing I had going for me. Not anymore. All these years, when I first started thinking about, I was going to get doing wrestling projects and working on things. The first thing I was wanting to do was do something about the UWA Luthez promotion in Nashville. As I actually saw it, I never even knew anything about it until we've probably talked about this before. In the early '90s, I got a tape of 2 of the shows, like the only 2 shows that were floating around in 1976. So after that, I just been mesmerized by that promotion, and there's hardly anything out there, about it. So I was like, I'm gonna do, I was like, I'm gonna do a book about it. And promotion was only in business for at show running wise. Let's see, 8 months. You can't do a book on a promotion. It's only been for 8 months when there's hardly nothing out there. They have 2 TVs that's been floating around for 30 years. And I had probably 2 of the best copies. Well, not 2, but one of the best copies of the 2 shows out there. Because now I see it all the time floating around, and the quality is horrible. But mine was like crystal clear. Mine was probably like a second generation. But there was just not enough stuff out there. And I got all this stuff just sitting around. Like, there's got to be more people. And I see people posting them down there stuff on, online about it. So like, I got all this stuff, but I ain't got enough to do really nothing with it. So it's like, something happens to me, all the stuff I got is never gonna get out there. So you know what? Let's just make a Facebook page, put it on Facebook. So I made a Facebook page. Long story short, it is UWA Luthez 1976. I don't know how do you do that on Facebook? I don't know how you actually tell somebody to go to it. I mean, can you put a thing up on a little graphic on when you put this up?
I can, but guys, you'll just have to search that on Facebook, or actually you can use facebook.com/UWA-Lu-Thez-1976, or you can just search UWA Luthez 1976.
I'm sorry, because on mine I don't have a dash in between the Lu and the Thez. There's just a dash in between the UWA.
I'm talking about the web address.
Oh, see, I don't know that stuff. I'm old, dude. But yeah, you can just put up the little picture of it on the gimmick, and then then just go to Facebook, search it. I'm putting some stuff up there like a lot of the old stuff from the archives that I've got over the years. Put up a cool thing. I thought it was pretty cool. Back then, the commission, Tennessee State Athletic Commission, when you had to, you had to get a promoter's license. Your wrestler had to have a license. Your booker had to have a booker's license. And if you hadn't had any of these prior to being in Tennessee, you had to get like letters of recommendation. And one of the letters of recommendation for Luthez is from Sam Mushnick on the actual St. Louis Wrestling Club letterhead.
Oh wow!
I put that up. Yeah, I put that up the other day. Then one of the other recommendation letters was for Danny Davis, not the wrestler, but the guy, the music. How you say it? Music. Gosh, I can't talk. Music. Help me out. Come on.
Musician?
Thank you. Not the wrestler, but he was big in Nashville. Him and Buddy Lee were the money backers. But I got his letter of recommendation, Danny Davis's, it was from the mayor of Nashville at the time, Richard Fulton. If you go on YouTube and you see a thing, this little guy, he does his little history of territories. He is so clueless. Don't go and look at his crap. He don't do any research. He did one on the Thez territory, 76, and he says he talks about, he's like, it was started by Lou Thez, Buddy Lee, and Danny Davis. He shows a freaking picture of Nightmare Danny Davis. I'm like, he wasn't even in the business in 76, you moron. And then he starts talking about some of the wrestlers. He says Eric the Red. He puts up a picture of Bruce Swayze. You probably don't know what Eric the Red was, do you? He did a big Viking.
I assumed it was a Viking.
Yeah, like a big Viking, you know. And if you see him and Bruce Swayze, you put them together, it's like, no, dude, come on. Sorry. And I was like, and then he don't go and look at that. None of his stuff. He takes bits and pieces of people's stuff, tries to put together. He don't know anything about history, don't do any research, and he's got so many flaws in it. And I'm like, dude, you know, that's me. I catch flaws with people, and it just irritates me. So they're trying to put up not stuff that they have no clue they shouldn't be. I hate, you know, when it comes to wrestling history, I hate that. But yeah, go check my thing out, my new Thez page for the UWA promotion. So, and like we talked about it earlier, during that match, Terry Gordy got his wrestling license he applied for that time period for Thez promotion, because on his license it says for the UWA. So I might post that up sometime soon too.
Just be sure to black out certain stuff on it.
Oh, I do. I make sure all any stuff on there that's, you know, I do leave their birth dates on there because people know that. I mean, they put their birth dates on everything. But like, you know, Social Security numbers and stuff like that, I always make sure I block it out. I erase all that stuff out. Since the state of Tennessee didn't do it when they put this on freaking microfilm, tell you I don't know what they have the reels from 74 back, just whatever, but from 75 up to 80, about the second reel, whoever was putting these on microfilm, you can tell they got tired, man. Them things are sideways, crooked. Some of the letterheads are cut off. It's like I was like, come on, man. I mean, I got to get on there. And so when I'd get on there, I'd try to have to straighten them up. And it was just, some of them were still, I did the best I could do on them. But yeah, I'm trying to put something on there every day. So go check that out. It's old school. Like I said, that promotion is really, it was really interesting. You know, Thez was, you know, he hadn't been the champion for a while, but he still worked NWA territories and was holding, you know, the territory titles and stuff. And he, you know, and so it was really odd how he would go, you know, against Goulas, how he, you know, come into Nashville. Now, I just want to talk about this later because we've been wasting so much time already. Because I've been here all night talking about it. Because like I said, that I've been intrigued about that promotion for, you know, 30 years now. And Herbie Weigroff, I've been talking to him about it some here and there. He's smarted me up to a lot of stuff I didn't even know about it. So, but yeah, go check that out and check out the stuff I got on there. Anything you want to plug? Oh, I'm gonna tell you something. When is your NWA thing?
It'll be August 28th through 31st.
It's cutting it close. I just hope you get to do it because we're fixing to get shut down, buddy. I'm just
We'll
hoping
get to do it. We've sold out the Chase Park Plaza for NWA 73. We just signed on a new sponsor, Busch Light Beer.
Tell you, y'all got everything going for you. I just hope y'all get to do it because y'all are getting some momentum. You know,
it'll be all right.
I think this is gonna. Oh, one more thing before I forget. Gutfeld last night. They were talking about the Olympic lady that won the wrestling medal.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that?
No.
They were talking. You know, talking about the Olympic wrestler.
I'm not
female.
watching the Olympics.
Okay, I neither, but she won the gold, and they were on there talking about her, and she's supposed to give this big promo at the end, and so they were talking about it, and Tyrus goes, WWE, you need to go sign this girl, and then and Gutfeld said something. He goes, no, Billy, get out the checkbook, go sign her right now, and I was like, whoa, and then Gutfeld said, I'll wrestle her. He said, Billy, you need to go, sir, because I want to see Gutfeld. I want to see him get whooped by this girl. But he was like, yeah, go. He actually was like, told Billy, said, NWA, Billy, go sign her right now. Get your checkbook out.
Right.
I was like, and I thought it was just funny that he was, because they first said company he got fired from, but then he was like, hey, hold on, I represent my company. Hey, Billy, go sign. We need this girl. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I know you care less.
No.
But no, y'all are getting some momentum. And then what's Camille? Is that her name?
Yeah, she was
Champion.
on AEW.
She was on AEW last night. So I'm saying y'all are getting momentum. I just hope everything stays open, because I think this is gonna be a breakthrough for y'all to get. I think it's gonna put y'all up. It's getting there. It was getting there last time before the pandemic hit. Y'all was getting some steam, but I think y'all really got some steam now. That's selling. Well, how many days? What does that hold? What, 1,000?
I have no idea what it's going to be set up for.
I knew it sold out. I saw that. So yeah, y'all are getting some steam, man. I just hope everything stays open for y'all to have that, man, because that's a good thing. It's like we talked last week. Everybody, all the promotions doing good. Is the only thing it's going to do is help the fans enjoy it. The more promotions are successful, us fans get to benefit from it, and guys like you working get to benefit from it. So good luck on that. Keep your fingers crossed, because man, I think that's going to put y'all up on another level. So you're on another one of their TV shows this week, wasn't you?
I was just on the most recent episode of NWA Power. And then actually, as this drops, if I get it edited in time to drop Friday, we have a free version of Power going up on the YouTube page. So I'll be posting links from that on my social media. A free special one because of the sellout. That'll go up tomorrow on YouTube. Yeah, and then I think next week we conclude the Champion Series. I believe is next week's final on Power. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, so go to their. You said there's gonna be a free one on their YouTube page. Check it out. And where's the other one out? On Fight TV?
On Fight TV, yes sir.
Go check it out and see Plunkett work on there. Give it a like, subscribe, or whatever you do on their stuff. Yeah, go check old Plunkett out and support the NWA. They're doing good things. So, anything else you want to add, plug, or?
No, I think that's it.
All right, we went way over. I wanted to keep it an hour and 15, but we're like an hour and 30. So, if you're done, I'm done. Stick a fork in her. She's done. But Jeremiah Plunkett, Quick Charisma. Hey, that's me. Thanks for listening. God bless.
Bye-bye, everybody.